Here he comes, Phil Esposito, with Hull on one wing, LaFleur on the other. Over the line, intended for Potvin. Esposito moves in. It was offside. In any case, it'll be called for a face-off in the center ice area. Look at that look on Phil Esposito's face.
Well, he was a little upset at the drop of the puck, too, with the same linesman who dropped the puck. He was upset with the offside call, but he was upset on the previous draw where Team Canada lost possession of the puck in the Czechoslovakian zone.
Esposito looking at the clock, 11 seconds remaining in the penalty to Bubla. On the face-off, it's back into the Czechoslovakian end, fanning on it, and then putting it right into the official at the blue line. There's Kalupa. Kalupa and Esposito pushing and shoving a little as Hull comes back over the line. Hull ducks by the check of the Dvorak. Hull going behind the net, still with that puck, looking for Esposito in front of the net. Here's the point shot, and a good save by Holacek. Czechoslovakia breaking out. Marian Stastny over the line. His shot drips into the crowd. And it'll be called for a face-off inside, about 20 feet inside the Team Canada blue line. There's Marian Stastny. Fine young hockey player. You're seeing him as these international games continue over the years. There's some of the shoving against the boards.
Well, Phil Esposito's been a little frustrated. He hasn't had much ice time. Wasn't able to get control of the puck from the face-off, and he's getting frustrated out there.
Gilbert Perreault working with Zion on one wing, and they'll do that face-off all over again. Shutt is out there on the left wing. Orr and Larry Robinson, the defensive pairing. And it's the Novi line for Czechoslovakia, including Augusta and Martinez. Pospisil and Makach, the point men, is from the face-off. It's Pospisil. It hops over his stick out into center ice. Augusta sending it back. Makach crossing the red center line, trying to feed it to the blue line. Novi forced to circle back. Novi for Czechoslovakia, getting in over the line. His pass to Augusta, dropped to Martinez. It goes all the way to the net, and Rogie Vachon alertly clears it off to Perreault. Perreault ahead for Zion. He loses it. Augusta against the boards, being checked by Zion and Perreault pins it there. Another face-off.
Well, this is the dangerous line for the Czechoslovakian team. Novi and Augusta and Martinez. We can't give them too much room or they're going to put the puck in the net. So they're checked very, very close. You saw Marcel Dion being very aggressive on Novi, not giving him too much room because he's one of the leading scorers in the tournament, and he can put the puck in the net if you give him any time to shoot at all.
7:22 remaining in the second period. All of the goal scoring in the first period. It is 4-0 Team Canada on goals by Perreault, Potvin, Orr, and LaFleur. The best news for Team Canada fans, the fact that Potvin, Orr, and LaFleur each got their first goals of the tournament. Clark facing off against Talinka. Puck comes back into the Czechoslovakian end. That's Bubla, number 19. Circling with it is Clark in his usual role as a tenacious forechecker. Keuchel, rink-wide pass. Turning with it is Aberman. Aberman just couldn't get a pass to go to anybody. Leach drops it back to Orr, to Robinson. Robinson for Aberman, and or at least past Aberman. It goes all the way into the Czechoslovakian end. Keuchel starting out. Ahead for Alinka. Alinka, the far boards up to Hollick. Hollick over the line. Hollick trying to get it to Linka, and that was intercepted by Clark to Orr. Orr behind the net. Ahead. Barber relays it off the boards and down into Czechoslovakian territory. Could be icing here as Keuchel goes back for it. It'll be coming back into the Team Canada end for a face-off. This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Clark facing off against Alinka. The puck is behind Team Canada's goal. Guy Lapointe. Lapointe working with Potvin on the defense at this moment. Starting out. Feeds it off the board past Bill Barber all the way down into the Czechoslovakian end. Keuchel goes back. Icing will again be the call. And it'll come back to Team Canada's zone for a face-off. As has been the practice throughout this series, there will be Eskimo carvings given at the end of the game. Recipients of the Carling O'Keefe Award for Czechoslovakia in the series have been Milan Novi, Josip Bubla, Ivan Linka, Vladimir Zarula against Team Canada in that great game, that 1-0 game, and Vladimir Martinez against Sweden on Saturday. Team Canada winners, Richard Martin, Bobby Orr, Bob Gainey, Rogatchin, Vachon, Bobby Orr again in that great game against the Soviet Union. There's a face-off and the shot from the blue line. Cleared out to center ice, Keuchel. Keuchel ahead for Hollick. Hollick ducking the check of Lafleur. Hollick still with that puck, doing a good job in the center ice area, but finally he loses it, and Schutt has it for Canada. Schutt feeding it in. Hollick and Novi collided. That's Hollick and Bubla, number 19. Now behind the net, Keuchel for Czechoslovakia. Keuchel standing behind his own net. Malinka skates by him. It's fed off into the corner. Now it's intercepted by Peter Mahovlich. He shot it wide of Schutt. Keuchel back for Czechoslovakia again. Another one of those helmets lying around. As coming out of his end is Keuchel. Keuchel from the blue line. The long shot on Rogie Vachon, steered off to the far boards for Schutt. Schutt ahead, intended for Mahovlich. Lafleur goes after it. Lafleur gets the puck past Aberman. Rink-wide pass intended for Mahovlich, intercepted by Keuchel, and he tried to headman it past Guy Lapointe for Aberman, and it didn't work, and the puck is back out to center ice. Gainey for Lafleur. Lafleur's over the line. There's a shot. Great save there on a blistering shot. Holacek just getting a pad on that one. Lapointe shooting it in. Holacek covers up. He'll hang on. He's done a lot of that in this game and be getting away with it.
Well, that's not really allowed in the rules, and I'm surprised that the official, he's done it now, that's 2 or 3 times in this period, has not warned him oftener about holding on to him, because there has to be pressure on him for him to hold the puck. If there's no pressure, then he's got to get rid of the puck. Otherwise, you should be called 2 minutes for delaying the game. And Team Canada, Bob Gainey, going over to the official and questioning the goaltender holding the puck so often.
Augusta is facing off against Sittler, and they'll chase them out of there. Bob Gainey moves in against Martinez from the face-off. Pozar takes a good hit in there by McDonald. Puck comes back deep into the Czechoslovakian end, and Dvorak sends it back out to center ice. Stastny's over the line. Stastny taking a shot, and he appeared to break his stick. He did on that play, and it is at center ice with Sittler carrying the puck. Sittler over the line, trying to get it back to Savard. Sittler reaches for it again, and it deflected into the crowd and down the passageway on the far side. And with 4:40 remaining in the second period, they'll face off deep in the Czechoslovakian end. 4-0. Team Canada leading. No goals in this, the second period, after a powerful burst of action on the part of Team Canada in the first period. Face-off will be near the top rim of the circle. Stastny facing off against Sittler. Here's Orr's shot, and that's steered into the corner by Holacek. Kalupa moving it along the boards for Augusta to center ice. Stastny has it. Stastny over the line. Stastny with Pozar. He drops it for Pozar, and Bobby Orr just walked up on the loose puck and is now got it at center ice. Orr along with Sittler over the line. Drops for McDonald. McDonald tried to sweep it by Dvorak. Dvorak just got his stick on it, or the heel of his skate. Now Orr, I don't think, a little kicking. I think Orr is saying that he was kicked. He certainly is not very pleased with the Czechoslovakian player, Dvorak. And he sort of signaled that by knocking the skates of Dvorak.
Well, the Czechoslovakian defenders, it really does frustrate the Canadian players when they get in front of them and interfere with them. And Bobby Orr, I believe, was trying to come out of his own zone. He was in deep. Trying to get an offensive advantage. Here he is dropping the puck, and Lanny McDonald, there we have the Czechoslovakian defender putting him in. He gives, Bobby Orr gives him a little shot with a stick. He comes back with his, and the two of them draw the penalty. But the Czechoslovakian players like to interfere, like to keep you from getting back in the play, not getting at the puck carrier, and that's very frustrating to players from North America.
Flashing the call, Orr and Kalupa face off, and the puck comes back into the Czechoslovakian end. So the two teams playing a man short. Dvorak coming out of his own end. Stastny over to the far side for Peter Stastny, and that got behind him, and he'll be forced to retreat. At center ice, that's Stastny. Dropping it back. Dvorak leaving it for Stastny again. Over to the far side for Bubla. Bubla gets by, or at least Hull. And then Gilbert Perreault in for checking, and Dvorak's forced to circle back. Dvorak over for Peter Stastny. Stastny to the far boards. His brother Bubla. And it's offside as they hit the line. The two penalties there were for slashing, by the way. Kalupa and Orr in there, and they have 1:20 remaining in the penalties. 3:38 remaining in the period.
Well, Scotty Bowman changing his lines very, very quickly here. We're going after 40 seconds. He's making the change. He doesn't want to get caught with tired hockey players out there when he has a comfortable lead.
There's Bill Barber hitting the line, but he's checked by Pospisil just as he got in. He got it again. Now it's Barber trying to get it in front of Gusta. Intercepted that. It's out over the line and back in with Barber trapped. He touched the puck, and the offside is called. Well, you look down on this ice. I don't know whether our cameras can pick it up or not, but the perspiration is beginning to show, especially on the Czechoslovakian shirts. Just soaked right through it. Tremendously warm here in the Gardens in Toronto. Temperatures, we mentioned, over 30 degrees in Toronto today, and still all you heard all day long was hockey being talked about. In the anticipation of this series. Potvin coming from his own end, number 6 for Team Canada. Potvin at center ice. Still with the puck as he hits the line, gives it to Barber. Barber getting set, his shot gloved by Holacek, and he'll hang on. And the faceoff will be off to his right with 2:52 remaining. And we're talking about the tremendous fever that hockey has created across this country. Complan Research authenticated survey figures of the telecast Saturday night of the game between Team Canada and the Soviet Union. 10,713,500 watched that game. 47% of our population, 82% of the sets in Canada that were in use were tuned to that game on CTV. Incredible.
Well, hockey's important to people in Canada. Just about everybody, every family in this country is touched in some way by hockey, and it's very important to Canadians. Hockey is really a large part of our culture.
There's Scotty Bowman behind Team Canada's bench. On the face-off, Savard just bangs it against the boards. Dion turning in close quarters. Dion circling into the corner, being checked by Keuchel, gets it out in front. It's intercepted there, and it's Hollick. Hollick ducking by the check of Dion. Mahavlich moves in on him. He gets the pass ahead. And now coming over the line is Bubla. Bubla against the board, shooting it rink wide. Hollick has it there. Hollick getting around Savard, but he's at a bad angle. He'll circle back to the boards. To Alinka. Alinka put it right through the crease. Keuchel moves in. Keuchel makes a move on Zion. Keuchel getting a shot away, and it's Robinson who puts a stick to it. To Zion. Zion out to center ice. At center ice, it's Orr over the line. Orr getting set. There's the backhand shot. And just cutting down the angle very neatly was Holacek. Now it's cleared out to center ice. Alinka couldn't control it. And Savard goes back for it. Savard behind his own net. Savard moving the puck up the boards. Out to center ice. The loose puck picked up by Hollick, and he skims it back into his own end. Bubla. Bubla out to center ice. Keuchel finally with it. Keuchel takes the slap shot on Rogie Vachon. It's kicked into the corner, and Bobby Orr to Clark. To Robinson at center ice. Robinson along with Zion. Zion gets the pass, and Hollick just took it away from him. Hollick ahead for Alinka. Alinka over the line, being checked by Clark. Alinka goes to the backhand, puts it into the slot, and Bobby Orr intercepted it. The center ice for Clark. Clark takes a hit from Bubla. Keuchel moves in, picks up the loose puck. Keuchel looking for Aberman as he goes down that right side. And it went right by him. Rogie Vachon steps out, feeds it off to the far boards. Stastny has it. Stastny checked by Larry Robinson. He kicks it to the blue line, but not out. Now here's a shot just wide of the net, taken by number 25 for Czechoslovakia, Bohuslav Aberman. The puck is out to center ice. Dvorak goes down. Puck is loose. Less than a minute remaining in the period. 4-0. Team Canada is leading. Peter Stastny over to the far side. Kalupa shooting it in. After it is Pozar. Pozar checked by Clark, and the puck is flipped into the crowd. And another face-off result. This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Face-off just a couple of feet inside the rim of the circle. Peter Stastny will face off against Darryl Sittler. On the face-off, ahead for McDonald. He gets it out to center ice. It's Kalupa shooting it to the line. Stastny trying to control it in the close quarters. Ran into a teammate, Marianne Stastny, his brother, and the puck is flipped back out to center ice again. Now it's Sittler. Sittler over the line. Sittler with Gainey breaking too quickly on the left side. Offside. The crowd didn't like the call, but Gainey was 2 strides in. And the face-off will result outside the Czechoslovakian end. There's Bob Gainey, one of the best checkers in hockey today. From the face-off, it's Guy Lapointe shooting it in. Dvorak back to get it with 23 seconds left in the period. He feeds it straight up ice to Pozar. Pozar to Stastny. Stastny on the far side. This is Marianne Stastny with Pozar breaking for the net. He clears it over. It's loose in front of the net. A good play made there by Pozar. Out to the point. Kalupa taking a shot, and Rogie Vachon got a stick on that. Now McDonald with 5 seconds left. McDonald shooting it in, and that will be the end of the period. Siren goes, and Team Canada, Czechoslovakia play the second period of the game scoreless. It remains Team Canada 4, Czechoslovakia nothing.
Well, it looks like the move by changing the goaltenders for Czechoslovakia did have some effect in that Team Canada was not able to score on Holacek, but nevertheless, they don't have to get the goals at this point. They're dumping it in, making all the safe plays, forcing the Czechoslovakian team to come to them.
All right, 4-0. Canada leading Czechoslovakia. This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Face-off will be at center ice. Bobby Clark's line out there for Team Canada against Novi, Augusta, and Martinez. From the face-off, it's back for Pospisil. Pospisil trying to feed it ahead. Novi back for Makach over to the far side. Pospisil ahead, intended for Novi, intercepted by Barber. Barber's over the line. Clark trying to catch up on the play. The backhand shot knocked down by Makach as he got in the way. Goes into the corner. Augusta pins it in there along with Reggie Leach, and the face-off will be deep in the Czechoslovakian end. Holacek in goal for Czechoslovakia. He came in the second period to start the second period, replacing Zarilla, who had played the first 20 minutes.
Well, here's Scotty Bowman making the quick change again after only 23 seconds of the period, making a quick change, getting fresh troops out in the ice.
Czechoslovakia remains the same. Mohavlic now facing off against Novi as Pospisil moves in, takes it behind the net, out to the blue line. Martinez leaving it for Novi. Novi over the line. As they crisscross, Novi now trying to find Augusta in front of the net, and the shot, I think, was just a bit wide. Into the corner, Potvin for Team Canada. Out to center ice, right past Mohavlic. Pospisil knocks that one down. Novi over the line for Augusta. Augusta chased into the corner by Lapointe. Out in front, intended for Novi, and he took a hit from Schutt just as he was trying to get the shot away. And it comes all the way back into the Czechoslovak end. Makach around the net. Broke his stick, kicks it out to center ice. Potvin to Lapointe. Lapointe moving up his zone, gives to Mohavlic. Mohavlic with Lafleur going for the net. Lafleur shoots, and a good save by Holacek. Halenka picking up the rebound. Halenka out to center ice. It's right past Bobby Hull, and it's Lapointe at his own line to Hull. Hull kicking it ahead. Halenka picking it up at his own line. Keuchel turning. Keuchel inside his own end for Bubla. Bubla relayed that pass. Halenka sends it back into the Czechoslovakian end as Perreault's in for checking. Bubla up the right side. Bubla over the line along with Hollick. Bubla trying to get the pass to Hollick, intercepted by Bobby Hull. Hull turning and coming up ice. The rink-wide pass intended for Gilbert Perreault, and it's offside as Perreault preceded the puck over the line. And the face-off will be outside the Czechoslovak end. We've played 1 minute and 48 seconds here in the third period. 4-0. Team Canada is leading. And there's Marcel Dion, who has not seen very much of center ice in this tournament. He was shifted to a wing position during the exhibition series.
Here we have Peter Mohavlic throwing the nice pass through to Guy Lafleur, whose backhand almost got by Holacek. Lapointe, Mohavlic, both with good passes before Lafleur was able to get the opportunity.
Larry Robinson clears it into the Czechoslovakian end. That's Sittler digging in there along with Kalupa. The puck is loose and swooping in and picking it up and sending it away is Chernik. One of his rare appearances on the ice. McDonald back inside his own end. Number 12 for Team Canada to Bobby Orr to Larry Robinson to Gainey. Gainey just poked it out to center ice. Peter Stastny over the line, and he's checked by Darryl Sittler, and the puck comes back into the Czechoslovak end. Dvorak deep in his own end. Over for Kalupa on this side. Kalupa is really belted by Lanny McDonald. It's out to the blue line. Robinson feeding it back in. Stastny trying to work it up the board. Sittler takes a good hit in there by Chernik. And the puck is out to center ice. Orr backhands the pass to McDonald. McDonald golfs it in, and it hit the official in the face, I believe. Gordie Lee just over the line, and that puck seemed to deflect up on him. Great concern from 3 members of Team Canada. Robinson down on his knees, along with Bobby Orr. The puck deflected up on him. as it was being cleared over the line, and he just went down as if he'd been poleaxed. Cirillo off the bench, number 1. Right inside next to Linka, number 21. And we'll just have to wait and see. One of those unfortunate things. Gordy Lee is now heading for the clinic. That's Lefty Wilson leading him there.
While he has the towel on his head, it looks like he's been cut. Lanny McDonald was trying to throw that puck in the end, and it hit the official. Perhaps a deflection up on top of the head.
This is Canada Cup 76 on CTV. Back at Maple Leaf Gardens, Ron Roche along with Tom Watt. Canada leading 4-0, and we have a delay, and an interesting situation crops up here. There is a standby official where Ron Andrews is checking out to see who he is now. Gordy Lee, if he cannot come back, the replacement for him must be an agreeable one to both teams. Now there is Carol Good on the right there with a lighter suit. Perhaps we can see what happened here. Watch the upper left-hand portion of your picture here. Now Lanny McDonald getting the puck. He shoots it. There's the referee. Flicks up, and you can see the puck there, and there's the referee against the boards. And down he goes. Bumping to the ice, and it's one of those things.
Well, it's very difficult for the officials, especially on a rink like Maple Leaf Gardens and some of the major rinks in North America, where the glass is completely around the rink except for in front of the players' benches. For them, a lot of times they have to grasp that glass, get high up, get out of the way. Team Canada was pressing, forechecking. The puck came around the boards. Lanny McDonald trying to throw that puck in, keep the forechecking pressure on, and he was ringing the boards, and really there was no place for Gordy Lee to go. And unfortunately, he was hit high on the head with that puck.
Well, we just had a report. Apparently, Lee will be taking about 20 stitches. A nasty wound. Those scalp wounds or head wounds can be that way. Ove Dahlberg is the backup official. He will be taking his place on the ice. Dahlberg from Sweden. There is Ove Dahlberg, number 4, the new official, the new referee for the game, as play is underway here in the third period. 7:14 remaining in the first half of the period as Bobby Orr shoots it in on the backhand. Czechoslovakia sending it back out to the line. Bobby Clark intercepted that one, goes to the boards after, gives it to Leach. Leach with Barber moving into the area in front of the net, but Leach couldn't get a pass away. He's tied up, and Novi sends it to center ice. Bobby Clark waiting for Leach to get onside, then shoots it in. Martinez clearing it past Augusta down the ice, and it'll go right through the crease, and there'll be no icing on that as it crossed through the crease. Many of the fans calling for the icing, not knowing the rule. Puck is cleared around. To Leach on the far side, out to center ice. Pospisil tries to pin it in, and as it was apparently in the view of the official at least covered up, it will be called for a face-off in the center ice area.
Well, European officials, as referee Dahlberg, when the puck gets around the boards, if there's any kind of confusion at all, they like to blow that whistle quick. Don't create the incident with another man moving in to kind of give a check after the puck has been killed. They don't like that happening in the hockey game. They tend to blow the whistle a little faster than do officials in North America.
Face-off outside Team Canada's line. Halinka facing off against Mahavlich. We've mentioned we have a new referee in the game. His name is Ove Dahlberg. I've been covering international hockey since 1964, and I can remember him as far back as that. He's an experienced official from Sweden. Deep into the Czechoslovakia now. Bubla trying to clear it out. Lapointe stops it at the blue line. Mahavlich giving the shot. There's that big shot. The rebound, and it hopped over Lafleur's stick. Good save by Holacek on the initial blast from Steve Schutt. Aberman coming out of his own end to Bubla. Bubla fakes the shot. Lapointe goes after him, and it goes off Lapointe's stick to the side of the net. Getting out in front again. 2 shots taken by Bubla. A third shot, and down is Potvin. He scoops it underneath him. And we'll have another face-off. 5:54 remaining in the first half of this third period. 4-0 Canada leading.
Well, Bubla was the one that led the attack, and actually Eberman headbanded the puck to him, and Bubla is the defenseman. But Bubla is one defenseman of the Czechoslovakian team that likes to take off. He likes to move right up there. Anytime he sees an offensive opportunity, he's not afraid to move in. And he was right in on Rogie Vachon's doorstep, trying to get that first goal for the Czechoslovakian team.
From the face-off, Peter Stastny tried to get it back to his point man, and that was intercepted by Bob Gainey. He bowls his way down over the line. Here's the backhand shot by Lanny McDonald, and with Gainey and Sittler right in front of him, this time Holacek hung on. And the face-off will be to Holacek's right.
Here we have Bubla moving right in, taking that first shot. Rogie Vachon goes down. The rebound comes out. Rogie doing a good job.
Back to live action out to the point. Here's Robinson's shot, and down on his knees is Holacek. Over to the far side, it's Dvorak. To this side for Kalupa, there'll be a penalty, and it's going against, I believe, Daryl Sittler. We'll see. Will be Dahlberg making his first call.
No, the penalty is to Chernik, and it's that typical interference again. Chernik interfered with Daryl Sittler, moved him right to the boards, out of the play almost, so that he couldn't do his forechecking, and it was an interference call, and this again is what the Czechoslovakian team likes to do. They like to move in front of the forecheckers, take them out of the play, and referee Dahlberg, rightly so, called it interference.
Game at 4:23 of this third period. Interference to call. And the face-off with Team Canada on the power play, and Phil Esposito out there once again, and he cut the draw so cleanly that it went by Bobby Orr right at the point. And Orr has to go back for it. Orr behind his net, leaving for Potvin. Potvin starting out on the right side. Circling back, Potvin still with that puck, controlling it, feeds it around the boards, and he's threw the puck away as it turned out. Lakac at the point, taking a shot, knocked down by Potvin in front of the net. Potvin to center ice. Potvin feeding it off. Perreault breaks in over the line, feeds it back. Hull moving into the slot, and he just couldn't knock that down. Or golfing it back in offside. And we'll have a face-off outside the blue line, or are they going to call the intentional offside? They are going to call the intentional offside.
Well, that would be questionable, too. Bobby Orr moved up very, very quickly trying to keep the puck in, and he was a little late keeping it in, but whether or not it was intentional or not, he had to move up to keep the puck in so the pressure could be kept on, but he was just a little late at the blue line.
Intentional offside brings the face-off down into Team Canada's territory, similar to what would happen on an icing infraction. Now here's Bobby Hull starting it out of his own end along with Perreault on the other side. Shot around the boards. Perreault going after it. He lets it go to the blue line, or